Welcome to the installation video for the Gorilla Post magnetic mounting system. Using lag screws and sleeves for asphalt installation and optional for concrete placement. Here are the tools needed for installing the Gorilla Post system. Safety gear including gloves, eye protection, and hearing protection. Tape measure. ROTO hammer drill with 1/2-inch bit. Tape to mark maximum depth of hole on drill bit and to cover the center hole on the mounting plates. Hammer. Round brush less than 1/2-inch diameter. Pliers. Vacuum or compressed air. White marker if installing plates onto asphalt, or black marker if installing plates on concrete using lag screws and sleeves. There are two types of epoxy formulations approved for installing the Gorilla Post round metal plates. The 1-ounce single-use epoxy adheres one plate and provides an economical alternative to the full-load Hilti epoxy gun kit. Just follow the instructions on the single-use epoxy packaging. When using the Hilti formula, begin by removing the epoxy tube component and plastic nozzle from the plastic bag. Remove the red cap from the epoxy tube. Thread the nozzle onto the tube. Press the black tab on the back of the epoxy gun and pull the metal rod component out of the gun until it stops. Pivot open the top cartridge cover from the epoxy gun. Slide the epoxy tube into the epoxy gun and close the cartridge. You will hear a click. Set the gun aside for now. Do not pull the trigger at this point. Start with preparing the round metal plates. You will need 60 grit sandpaper, clean soft rag, strong adhesive tape cut into 1 by 1 inch squares, one for each round base plate. One plate at a time, sand the underside of each plate. The underside is the side that does not have text stamped onto the surface. Rub the rough side of the sandpaper on the underside of the plate, applying pressure so scratches form on the underside. Rub the sandpaper in various directions for about 30 seconds, or until scratches cover the entire underside of the plate. Use the clean, soft rag to wipe the dust off the underside of the sanded plate. Place a 1 by 1 inch of tape onto the underside of the plate so it covers the large center alignment hole completely. This is important to prevent the epoxy from filling the center alignment hole during installation. Installing the round metal plate. The plate is not ready for use with the magnetic base post until the plate has been epoxied and in place for 24 hours or more. It is critical the plate makes full contact with the surface. Select a place where the surface is free of bumps or large divots under the plate. Place the plate onto the smooth area where it will be installed. Make sure surface below plate is relatively smooth and plate will not rock from side to side as you push down on the edges. Installing the round base plate onto asphalt. Use a white marking pen to mark the asphalt through the 3 smaller holes. Remove plate. Installing the base plate onto concrete. Use a black marking pen to mark the 3 smaller holes. Remove plate. In setting up your ROTO hammer for installing lag screws and sleeves, you should mark the appropriate depth on the drill bit so holes for the lag sleeves are deep enough and allow the lag sleeve to rest slightly below the surface, but not deeper than 1/4 inch below the top of the hole. The depth mark on the drill bit should be 1/2 inch more than the length of the lag sleeve, as some debris from drilling will fall to the bottom of the hole. Drilling the holes for the lag sleeves. You've marked the depth on the drill bit with tape. Drill only 2 holes. Place the plate so the first 2 holes line up with the plate openings and check if the mark for the 3rd hole needs adjusting. If so, do this now. The drill bit could have moved slightly as you drilled the first 2 holes. It's a good idea to check. Drill the 3rd hole. Use a vacuum or broom to remove debris from the surface. Remove all the drilling debris from each of the holes using a small round brush, vacuum, or compressed air. Verify the hole depth is correct by placing a lag screw 2 turns into the end of the larger opening of the lag sleeve. Check to see if the sleeve is below the surface but not more than 1/4 inch. If needed, again try to remove more debris from the hole or re-drill. Important. Make sure you've placed the 1 by 1 inch piece of tape onto the bottom of the plate, covering the large center hole. Follow the directions that are enclosed with a Hilti epoxy. This includes discarding the first 2 pumps once epoxy is being pushed out of the tip of the nozzle. Guide the nozzle into the first of the 3 roto hammered holes and pump in the epoxy. Do the same for the other 2 holes. Insert the lag sleeves into the holes, making sure the large opening is facing up. Make sure each sleeve is below the surface, but not more than 1/4 inch. You may need to tap the sleeve gently with a hammer for final positioning. Lay the plate with the scratched surface up and the writing facing down. Make sure the 1 by 1 inch piece of tape is completely covering the large center hole of the base plate. Pump the Hilti epoxy gun so epoxy evenly covers the bottom of the plate. Insert the supplied screws through the holes in the plate, then tighten by hand for 3 turns. Use a drill with a Phillips bit and the clutch set to 3 to tighten the screws until almost snug. Then increase the clutch to firmly tighten the screws. All screw heads need to be below the surface of the plate so the magnetic base is able to make full contact with the metal base plate. Use a cloth or paper towel to carefully remove the excess epoxy. Again, there should not be any epoxy in the large center hole of the plate. Installation recap. Drill. Clean debris. Verify sleeves fit in holes. Epoxy. Tighten screws. Always wait 24 hours or longer before placing the Gorilla magnetic post onto the freshly installed plate. The epoxy must fully cure. When attaching the magnetic base post onto the fully cured metal base plate, make sure the threaded bolt is aligned with the large center hole of the base plate. Carefully lower the base towards the plate. The bolt, if successfully engaging with the center hole, will result in a crisp sound of metal on metal as the magnetic base fully makes contact with the plate. The post will be upright. Alternatively, you can tap the rubber post base with your foot until the guide bolt snaps into the center hole of the plate. If the post is not correctly placed, you can remove the post by using the removal tool and try again. The post should be flexible to rotate 360 degrees and for the top of the post to touch the concrete or asphalt when the post is properly placed onto the fully cured plate. Thank you for watching the installation video of the Gorilla Post magnetic mounting system using lag screws and sleeves. If you have any questions, please contact us at gorillapost.com or call us at 1-800-292-7275.